Hello, my sexy, soulful Sagittarius. Welcome, welcome. It is Sachi the Scorpio, and I am here to deliver your guided healing tarot for the month of June. Please like, comment, and subscribe. The more energy that you send to me, the more energy that I can send to you. And thank you so much for all of your likes on last month's guided healing. You are number 1, which means you get 50% off of the extended for this, and you will also be getting a twin flame bonus in a couple weeks. So make sure to hit the bell notification so that you are notified when that comes out. The 50% off code is going to be FIRST, F-I-R-S-T, all capital letters, and it is for eternity, for everybody. So please enjoy that. Thank you again for all of your support, Sagittarius. Let's hop in. This is what happened in the cleansing ceremony. Okay, we had stone people coming out, vigilance in reverse. So this is telling me that there's some sort of like something that you have stopped, right? Vigilance has to do with continuously, doing something in order to accomplish some sort of task. The stone people, right, they are the people who survive by hiding and things like that. And what I'm getting is you can no longer hide who you are. We had forest coming out, breath. So this definitely has to do with, the throat, heart chakra, but also speaking your truth is the breath, and eagle communion. I feel like you're getting a lot of messages from spirit and a lot of downloads. For some of you, this may be about your breath. You may be doing breath work. Some of you, I'm hearing it has to do with people who are stoned. So for some of you, you might be either quitting or struggling with smoking or something like that. We had Shuppet come out using blah. So this is telling me that your third eye is blah right now. Your mind is blah. I'm recording this on the 26th of May, which is the eclipse in your sign, right? It peaked at 5 degrees Sagittarius. If you're, here in this video, then obviously you have a sun, moon, rising, or Venus in 5 degrees. So check your natal chart to see, what it's hitting in your natal chart, and you can get a little bit more detail about what is happening, but it does feel like your third eye is a bit blah right now. And we had Shiftry using roll up. So this is telling me that some dark energy has rolled back up. And we had Dark Primate coming out using Frenzy. So yeah, I mean, the whole world is a bit in a frenzy right now with the eclipse energy. They're astrological wild cards, but traditionally they can bring some darkness rolling up, violent, aggressive sort of energy to the collective. Dark Primate gave me this like feeling that you're kind of viewing, like primate, I kind of see like you're viewing humanity as sort of more of the primal ape sort of thing. And it's a very dark type thing. It's like, oh, humanity like is shit is what I heard. And number one, Sag, that's not true. Humanity is amazing, right? But I feel like that's kind of why your third eye is blah, is because there's some darkness that has rolled up and you're kind of viewing humanity in a pretty negative light is what I was getting. Then we had the 8 of Wands coming out in reverse. So this is telling me that some sort of cycle is breaking. The 8 of Wands can be, you trying to manifest something over and over. The 8 of Wands for me is having some sort of spiritual habit or wherever where you're manifesting over and over again and it's working. It's, working towards a goal consistently. It's using your kundalini, your creative potential over and over again for the same sort of thing, good or bad. And because it's in reverse, it is telling me that this cycle is breaking. But then we had the Knight of Wands in reverse and the Temperance card in reverse. And these are both your cards, Sag. So this is telling me you're not using magic and you're not, tempering what you're doing, right? Temperance is literally the abstinence of alcohol, but as you can see, they don't really have temperance. Look how they're, pigging out on food and sweets and wine and whatever it may be, smoking as well. And it looks like you're not tempering yourself and you're not doing magic, but something is still really getting broken here, okay? A cycle is breaking. You have to surrender to the divine during eclipse season. And then for the shadow, we had the path. Okay. And when this came out, I heard, I'm not a Green Day fan, but I heard like Green Day's song. It's one of the only ones I know. It's like the lonely road, the only one that I have ever known. Don't know where it goes, but it's only me and I walk alone. And that's what I'm getting here. Sag, I can't believe you got me singing. All right, so we have the path. And so I feel like you've been on this path for quite some time, and it's really a road that you have to go alone. And I feel like that is something that that kind of hurts in some sort of way. I'm feeling this like, gosh, dang it. Like really, I really have to do this alone. Like you thought maybe you didn't have to, but you do. This is like a solitary path. This is the Hermit card in this deck. So, you know, this can be doing shadow work. Again, Sag, congratulations. You guys have done so much shadow work, and it feels like you might be doing some more again. But yeah, so it feels like, you know, in hermit mode, withdrawing sort of situation, and it feels like you are going to go on a journey, and this is just you and you alone. And then we had Imbolc coming out. So Imbolc is the celebration of the first day of spring, which is February 1st. So there might have been something significant that was going on around Imbolc's time. And maybe that is when you started your path, or when you started, you know, thinking about your path. And Imbolc, you know, because it's celebrating the beginning of spring and preparing for spring, as you can see, she's warming up the water and then pouring the warm water into, you know, the cold lake and things. So, and she also has like one leg in, one leg out. And I feel like that's kind of how it is. Like you've just kind of started your path. It's just the spring, right? There's still so much more to go on your path, and you're just getting started. You're just warming up. Okay. So that's what came out in the cleansing ceremony, Sag. What we're going to do, because it's Gemini season, which is your sister sign, right? Because it's Gemini season and they're all about communication and tend to just like to chat, that's kind of what I'm going to do. I'm just going to see what's on your mind, right? Gemini rules the mind. So I'm going to see what's on your mind. We'll see what's going on. And then in the extended, we will see what we can do to further your healing journey. And then, of course, take a look at some advice on how to manifest your highest vibrational timeline. Alrighty. And because it's Gemini season, which is the twin, so those of you who are a twin flame, you know, heavily activated, these decks that I have are my twin decks. So I'm going to be using the light and the shadow with these decks instead, and be using this deck for the general energy. But we'll start with our theme. What is going on for our Saggies? Coming out stuck, we have rainbow blessings. Hallelujah, Sag. So you are being blessed. You are. You know, rainbows, this can indicate working with the unicorn. So some of you might be working with unicorns or leprechauns or something like that. Definitely a very lucky time for you. Even if it seems like it may not be, everything that is coming around to you are blessings. Blessed, blessed, blessed. Another thing is that I'm getting, you are able to see clearer now. So like these blessings, so a rainbow, right? What is it? It's the visible spectrum of light that we are able to see, you know, I forget the word when light is, it's not refracted, but you know what I mean. And so I feel like that's how you're really being able to see the light. It's like, okay, I'm able to see the light and all its color variations sort of thing. Some of you might be getting into the LGBTQA+ community or something. I'm getting that there's another one in here. Is there? No. Okay. All right, so let's see. You have blessings on blessings. That's amazing. Ooh, coming out stuck. Meryl. Awesome. Sag, another rainbow. Okay. Okay, but we have bubble drain. Okay, so it feels like, yes, you have had a lot of blessings, and you are, I mean, it's stuck in this, right? So it feels like you might be kind of stuck in possibly some relationships, because, you know, fairy type indicates soulmate relationships, and this is bubble drain. So it's telling me that, you know, the relationships that you've may have bubbled you and are now kind of draining. Yes, blessings, just because someone or a relationship is a blessing doesn't mean that it can't drain you. You know what I mean? Even things that come into our lives to teach us lessons, including being drained, right? That is a blessing in disguise sort of thing. Okay? And it's amazing that there's another rainbow. So if, you know, if you've never worked with the unicorns before, I highly recommend that you do. They work with the archangels, and they're very, very powerful. But we have the tip of its tail is filled with oil that is lighter than water, so it acts as a float. So I feel like you've been getting a lot of blessings, a lot of, you know, whatever is happening here, you're able to sort of see more clearly. And I feel like that's the blessing, is you're really able to see what's in the light, which the light is the 3D reality, right? And really sort of see exactly what's going on there. Like, yeah, that's, you know, that's yellow there. That's 300 nanometers. I'm not sure if that's actually correct, but that, I feel like that's kind of the way that you're approaching it, is like you're actually able to see what is in the light. And I feel like even though you're on that path, there is still a lot of light and blessings, but it does feel like you're using your tail as a flotation device, and you're just kind of taking the easy way out is what I'm getting, because it's talking about, you know, just acting as a float. So I feel right now you've been just sort of floating along, you know, the water, which is again your emotional sort of journey. Let's see. What's the light energy here? Good things. Oh, okay, the Hermit. Yeah. So again, the Hermit. So it's in the light now. And so this is telling me that you have withdrawn from something. You may have gone into your own bubble because relationships really were draining you. So you're like, okay, I just need to go inside myself and be a hermit. You might be researching different things. And again, I feel like maybe angels or unicorns or leprechaun, how to enhance your luck, how to bring more blessings seems to be a pretty common theme. And again, you're just sort of floating along the emotional, and it feels like you're doing this by yourself. So I don't feel like it's a negative thing, like, oh man, I'm all alone. It feels like you're like, okay, yeah, I'm withdrawing, you know, into my own self, and it feels good, because all of these soulmate relationships that I've had, even though they were blessings, were just draining. All right, but let's see what's in the shadow. Woo! Yeah, there was some sort of scare is what I'm getting. Barkangel Gabriel, my dog, just like got startled by that, and this did want to hit the my cup of water. So we have the crone of earth. So the, you know, the maiden ushers in the new, the mother nurtures, and the crone ends things. The crone of earth is really saying that something physical is coming to an end, and I am feeling like that has to do with a relationship. For some of you, it might be a Virgo. For some of you, it might be an older feminine or a Sagittarius, or I'm sorry, maybe a Capricorn, Taurus, but we have big Virgo energy here. But in any case, it feels like your own divine feminine energy is like, okay, this really needs to end. And with the elements in reverse, this is the Magician in the deck. So this is telling me that you have really let something go because something wasn't manifesting. You know, like all the ingredients weren't there, and it might have been in relationships that were draining. It's like, okay, you know what? This relationship is completely draining. Multiple relationships are completely draining. So I'm ushering in the end. I'm not using my magic to try to manifest it. I'm going inside. I'm going on the hermit's journey, which is, you know, inward towards your soul. And what do you find there? Blessings on blessings. So I'm so happy to see that, Sag. That's amazing. Oh my gosh, I just heard like, yeah, it's amazing. Look what I'm blazing. Sag, I feel you. You're in an upbeat mood. That's awesome. Yeah, river movement. So yeah, you know how it's talking about floating on its tail going down the river. I feel like you learn from your past, right? Tail always indicates the past. So these lessons have been blessings to you, and you're able to just sort of float down the river now. It's like, okay, yeah, I can still have emotional movement and move forward without drowning in it or going to the bottom of the river. I can use my tail, my past, as a flotation device and just sort of take a route down the lazy river. Like, it's time to relax as the hermit's journey. Because, you know, the hermit's journey, you know, is typically, right, he's dark, he's in a forest. We just saw the path, which is kind of daunting and like, woo! But what's actually in the light, and I feel like that's what you've learned, is, you know, the shadow work of going on the hermit's journey has actually brought you so many blessings through all of your shadow work. And now, look at the hermit here. It's about self-care. She is learning about things. She is taking a bubble bath and enjoying herself. She is smiling, which is not typical of a hermit, right? Usually it's like, you know, a masculine that is like drudging along. So even through the shadow, it's like, okay, I got this. You know, I got this. I got enough to float down the river. I still have emotional movement, you know, without having it be chaotic is what I'm getting. Awesome, Sag. This is good vibes. I'm so proud of you guys. Oh my gosh. A year ago, we never would have had this kind of reading. Seriously. So much growth. I want to cry. All right, let's see. Ooh, steel energy. So someone might have stole something from you, but mostly I'm getting that this has to do with protection. So some of you might actually be moving, might be going somewhere, and it's very important that you protect yourself. Steel energy I always get as, you know, learning to protect your auric sphere. So I feel like that's another thing that you've really been able to do through your shadow work is, you know, learning how to protect yourself, especially when it comes to your movements. I feel like a lot of what you're doing, you're kind of keeping behind the scenes. I heard for some of you that's not true. All right, well, let's see. What's the light energy? Okay, quite a bit. 10 of Wands, the High Priestess, and the Queen of Swords. Ah! Let me drink some water. This is amazing. This is amazing. So for the 10 of Wands, for stealing, I feel like someone may have done something in your home and makes you want to move. The 10 of Wands indicates you completing a cycle with somebody else, and this might have to do with a job or a housing or something. Typically, I get the 10 of Wands. It's when you and like your sweetheart live together and stuff. I'm not getting that for you, but for some of you, you might be moving in with a sweetheart, but I'm getting for more of you, it's a moving out sort of situation, but it might not even be a romantic sort of thing. But yeah, you're moving. And again, I feel like it's jobs, it's housing, it's maybe even your like getting a new phone or like a phone carrier or something. With the High Priest and the Queen of Swords, this is amazing. Your intuition is spot on. Again, with the steel energy, which is protecting your aura, with the High Priestess here, you are really in tune with your emotional body and your intuitive body. There's the full moon, you know, with her face too. I feel like you're really connecting with the moon herself. And that makes sense because we're having the eclipse in your sign at this moment. But yeah, I feel like you are just really spiritually aware right now. This is amazing. I'm so happy for you guys. And then the Queen of Swords, which is the highest form of divine feminine energy when it comes to communication. So I feel like you're like, okay, I'm gonna say exactly what I mean. I'm gonna, you know, do this, 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 this. The Queen of Swords can indicate a contract that is being signed, or maybe you are getting out of a contract and finally being able to move or something, or it's possible that you are trusting your intuition to move because of something that was in a contract that wasn't quite right or something like that. Some of you might be closing a deal on something. I'm getting a lot of like housing sort of situation. Let's see, what's the shadow? 5 of Earth. Interesting. So the 5 of Earth traditionally, right, is like when you're at an impasse and you're not really sure what to do. There can be some sort of physical rejection typically in the 5 of Pentacles. And that doesn't mean someone's like, oh no, I physically reject you. This can be like let's say you're trying to get a house and they say no, right? That contract doesn't go through. The loan doesn't go through, the mortgage, whatever it may be. That can be a 5 of Earth. So there could have been some sort of physical rejection. And I feel like that's a blessing. Like how they say rejection is divine protection, right? Is divine redirection. And I feel like that's what it is. And you're like, okay, I got to move because something's stealing from me. Stealing my energy, stealing my money, stealing my time, whatever it may be. And you're really trusting your intuition here. The 5 of Earth in this deck specifically for me has to do with, you know, this is a waterfall that has, you know, it's rushing water. It's, you know, a blend, even though it's an Earth card, there's a lot of water here, right? So I feel like there's a lot of emotional stuff that is involved with this, where it's kind of like the floodgates finally opened. It seems like you're still in a pretty good spot, but it does feel highly emotionally charged. Like there's a lot of water, but it's like, you're realizing like, okay, because, you know, it's like where you are right now is under a waterfall and it's just like so much water and crushing, but you're like, okay, because of my past and what I've experienced, I know that I can just take what I've learned from the past and go down this river. I no longer have to sit in this 5 of earth energy, you know, getting crushed by water, getting hurt by it, you know, getting rushed by it. Instead, I'm just gonna float down the lazy river because I freaking deserve that. Okay. All right. So that's a pretty good place to be in your mind, to be honest, Sag. So I'm very, very happy for you. Let's see. So like I said, in the extended, we're going to see, yeah, what we can do in order to help continue to move you forward in the best way possible, and then some advice on how to manifest your highest vibrational timeline. But I am getting that a dragon would like to assist you. Working with the dragons can definitely help as well. We have the black dragon from Saturn, right? So Saturn currently is retrograde. Saturn went retrograde on May 23rd, and it will retrograde until 10/10 in Aquarius. So check, I believe it's 13 to 6 degrees Aquarius, or 6 to 13, right? The retrograde starts at 13, so it's going backward to 6. So check in your chart where that is so that you can see, you know, how that is affecting you. But, you know, Saturn is the Lord of karma and the Lord of time. So a lot of this seems to be karmic reward, to be honest. And you deserve this karmic reward after you've done all of your shadow work and things like that. So learning how to help bring in that karmic reward as best as possible is highly recommended. So check that out and call upon the black dragon from Saturn. Brings you wisdom through spiritual discipline. And I feel like that's what you did. You went through spiritual discipline. And we see with the Hermit, you're looking even further into spiritual discipline. You went on that path. You've been on the path. And you're still on that path. But now it's like, okay, I know enough to where, you know, my emotional body doesn't need to be chaotic. I'm ready to move out of that. It says, concentrate. Focus on your ultimate vision. Congratulate yourself. You have passed a test. Oh, I want to cry, Sag. I'm so proud of you guys. Seriously, this is amazing. Amazing. Okay, it's time to focus. And we saw, you know, vigilance was in reverse, and it feels like because your third eye was so blah, and maybe because of, you know, your judgment of humanity or whatever it may be, you know, your vigilance isn't where it needs to be of continuing to concentrate on what you really want to do. Because yes, we do want to float down the river, but we're not taking the easy way out, right? We have the High Priestess and the Queen of Swords. So you need to remember to, yes, congratulate yourself. Take breaks, of course, whenever you need. But you need to make sure that you focus on your ultimate vision, okay? And Saturn really helps with that discipline, right? And Saturn retrograde helps us, you know, learn that energy as well. Saturn is also the planet of, you know, working through social structures and patriarchal forces, how you are interacting with the patriarchy and how the patriarchy is allowed to influence your auric sphere. It's also the planet of wealth accumulation. So if you are planning to accumulate wealth or some sort of work, maybe you have a business, work ethic, this is all about the black dragon from Saturn. So call upon this dragon in order to help you move things forward with discipline. And I mean, you passed the test. And honestly, this feels like you passed the karmic test. You let something go that was not supposed to be your, what you were trying to manifest something against its will. You released that with the Queen of Earth here. And now you're just going to get blessings on blessings on blessings. I'm so happy for you guys. Yeah, hold your vision in reverse, fixed moon. I feel like that's it. You know, it's saying focus on your ultimate vision, but you're having difficulty holding what your true vision is. So in the extended, we're going to see what we can do to help you hold that vision, keep it in mind, and then help manifest your highest vibrational timeline. So, Sag, an ultimate pleasure. I'm so, so proud of you guys. I'm so happy for you that this was such a great reading. Like I said, the extended is 50% off using the promo code FIRST, all capital letters, FIRST. Please enjoy it. You deserve it. That's another blessing coming to you. And don't forget to hit the bell so that you can see when your twin flame bonus comes up in a couple weeks. I am sending you guys so, so, so much love. A big hug and a kiss on your third eye. Mwah.